some scalp in here. This is the setup that's working for me right now. Range chart, range bars. Get the sell signal here. We're in a squeeze with negative momentum, so I'll sell price. What we're looking to get is I take profit at 10 points. And these are 1 micro contract trades. Don't use a stop loss. I either average down to scale in if the signal is more of a larger market reversal. Like for instance, we have here is some significant selling. None of these pivots have been broken except this one. All right. So what we look for then is a retracement anywhere from 2/3 to 3/4, so 60 to 70%, somewhere in there. We want to wait and see if we can catch a reversal in the opposite direction. I'm not taking that trade specifically because I like to take those types of structure trades near major pivot levels, like uh, down here is a perfect example. We did sweep liquidity, so it's best to put the stop loss a little bit below the the pivot low. So in this position, I look at a 1 minute chart for uh, volatility squeezes. So here we are kind of breaking out a little bit. Crap. I did that on gold by accident. We'll fix that in a second. Let's see what I just did. You doing good? We'll manage that. So now my profit target has shrunk. I added that second contract so we can still try to get a 20 tall hairs. The only thing I don't like about doing this is that for the for the amount of drawdown I wind up taking, I want to at least see if I can get back to my entry here. It's 86.75, 85.7. Curious to see how this plays out. This squeeze. So we are get on a larger scale, we're getting about a 30% retracement. Here's right now. So the way I'm managing this, we'll break even on these two. I'll have an open position up here, and then we'll assess the damage. See what it looks like. 596.75.
Simply wait for the color of the histogram to change to green. All right, this is the first green one. We go immediately long, and we remain in until the color of the histogram changes to red. No take profit is needed here. We just close our trade the moment the red histogram begins to form. Great! This was a successful trade. Well, we could have made more profit if we exited the trade here, but let's stick to our strategy. That was the buy setup. Let's look at a sale example. We can notice that this strategy places trades the whole time. We enter a sale trade the moment a buy order is closed, and vice versa. I'm a bit curious to see how it turns out. This simple trading strategy is supposed to run on the 1 hour time frame, as per the recommendation of Art Hall, who is the person who submitted this strategy for backtesting. You can always submit yours at www.tstlife.com/submit. Do you want to invest but don't know where it's going? Check out the Webull app, an easy-to-use trading platform that allows you to invest as little as $5. And it offers you. Anyway, let's go over a sale example. Again, we should go short the moment the red histogram starts to form. That means that the market is overbought, and it's time to anticipate a bearish move. We can see the first red histogram bar. We go immediately short when the candle closes. No need to set any stop loss. We just remain in until we see the first green histogram bar. This is the 1 hour chart, so this could take some time. All right, a green histogram bar has just formed. It's time to exit the market. That was another successful trade. It wasn't as profitable as compared to the previous example. Let's not give any prejudgments for now, and begin backtesting the strategy 100 times. As usual, I'll use our Forex trading journal. You can use it for absolutely free. I'll leave a link to download it in the video description. You can also use the online version, but bear in mind that the data will be lost if the page is refreshed. We'll use a $1,000 balance and stick to one microlot to minimize the risks. I'll fast forward the video to save time. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button to encourage us to make more videos in the future. It takes a few seconds to do, but it helps us a lot with the YouTube algorithm. You can also subscribe if you enjoy this type of content. Alright, we have just completed backtesting this strategy 100 times. The process didn't take too much time as the strategy is pretty straightforward. If I exclude my coffee break, the total time needed was 52 minutes. Let's look at the results now. We started our backtesting on the 3rd of January 2022 as the market was closed on the 2 previous days. It took us 5 months.
So this is the kind of trade setup I'm watching currently play out. So this is why by scaling in, I'm able to fight off these huge, like if I went full contracts, like full lot size all the way down here when I'd sold, thinking that we would break lower. I got one entry here, two, my third entry, and then up here is 4, 5, 6 to sell. And at this point, I'm more or less just doing, damage control. My risk is not big because again, I'm scalping for $20 on each trade. And yeah, I'm at 150 something drawdown. But for the profits that I've uh, racked up during this session, it's kind of irrelevant. Range bars definitely help. I want to see this RSI here get a little overextended. I'm not using the volume too much, so I'll get rid of that. We do have an order block down here that just popped up from my algo, so let's see. I want to come down midway into this order block. No, sorry. So putting the Heikin-Ashi filter on these range bars really helps see the overall move. So here's what I'm going to see if we can what we can do about this. So I did a buy limit down here to take profit from these three contracts here. So the average of these two contracts is about right there in the middle. And I just did 50% retracement from this bottom contract, and that's where I put it. So this way I get an opportunity to still, capitalize on what was a big drawdown and possibly make a little bit more. Although we are retesting here, so I probably should just do the responsible thing and call this. Let's see, it's lunchtime right now, so I'm expecting there to be some type of consolidation. I'm not expecting big moves in any one direction. If anything, I think we could range back down halfway between here and here. This pivot low and this pivot low. I think we could come back down into this area. If you look at a 1 minute chart, this is the low of the day right by this daily pivot. We moved up into these order blocks. Had my chance. See, that's the thing too. This squeeze that let off uh, is starting to die down. This 2 minute squeeze failed, so that's something that I'm definitely interested in. See if we got any kind of divergence. Oh, beautiful. This is the Gartley pattern that it's saying we're getting. So this signal here is that generally somewhere in this area we could look to try to go short. Let's see if we get the pattern up here too. Check it 5. Look at how vertically we came back down to touch that and move up. Got another squeeze playing out here currently. Hang on. Moving in profit. Hold on. My phone's being stupid. Hold on. Hello.
Hey,
Hey, what's up?
oh, I need a favor if you know how to do it, but because I don't.
Okay.
Um, I want to post something for my sister Donna. I don't know how to do it.
What do you want to post?
I mean, excuse me. Uh, I was at the pool today and a song came on. I started crying. Um, a song with pictures of sunsets, flowers, and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know how to do it. Huh?
What song do you want? I got a pen and paper.
So it's called A Love Song by Anne Murray.
Oh, okay.
It came on the radio at the pool and I just started crying. So
Say, what's the name? It's by Anne Murray, and what's it called?
a love song, you'll understand it when you listen to it.
Sammy
Pictures
sent
with
me.
flowers, sunsets, snowfall, maybe.
Sammy sent me a bunch of pictures. So
Who
my cousin
who
Sam,
sent? Oh, okay.
your niece.
If you have pictures of Donna, then you could post them too, because I have none of her.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
gonna
haven't
do.
seen I haven't seen her in 20 years. But when Debbie did whatever a little while ago, because Donna had Alzheimer's, she recognized me immediately, tried hugging and kissing the phone, and went, Johnny boy. And Debbie was like, oh my God, she recognized somebody because she doesn't recognize anybody, but she recognized me. And she, 2 hours after she passed, she paid me a visit. So she said, hi, Johnny boy. Hi, okay. And then there was, her parents were behind her, and Bobby's brother, Uncle Eddie was behind her, grandparents and all. It was just brief, but it gave me peace. So,
Well, yeah, that's what's important.
yeah. Then everybody else is like, well, how come she hasn't visited me? Well, ever since Gary died, it's just a little portal that let me through. So, yeah, if you could do that and then share it with me,
Yeah,
whenever you post it,
I'll, I'm gonna, I'll tag you
when
in
you
it.
have time. Yes, no rush.
I'll do it today. I'll tag you in it, and so it will. When I post it, it's gonna post on your timeline too.
All
That
right,
way,
cool.
but that way, whenever you want to watch it, you can just go on you can just go on your Facebook and go on your timeline, and it'll be there for you to watch.
All right, I appreciate it. Yes, I don't know how to do any of this stuff. So,
No, that's okay.
how are you doing?
I've been all right. I mean, I've been kind of, you know, um, I got this hedge fund that I'm working on, and I'm, you know, trying to get to this, sort of like next level in trading, which is really trading and living off of it and pulling money out of my trading account. And, you know, so
Right.
I've been trying to do this since February, since I February is when I passed my first combine, and I've been struggling. I mean, it's it's not that I'm not good at trading. It's not that I don't know what I'm doing. It's trying to manage myself emotionally because I get really hard on myself because it's a lot of pressure because I'm trying to do this for a living. So it's like sales is kind of scary because nothing's guaranteed, and trading's even harder because only 10% of traders will be profitable, and about probably two or three are actually like really profitable. So I've been trying everything. I tried getting off my medicine and it wasn't the best thing.
How's that? How's that? How's that going?
I mean, I did it for about a week, but it wasn't good because my, my mood is like, I wouldn't say it's uncontrollable, but the little filter that I normally have where I'm like, hey, maybe don't say that, or maybe chill the hell out. It goes away and I'm just a little bit more like it's just everything's just more. Like I'm way more goofy, way more silly. That's how I normally am, you know? But
Right.
it's not the best for everybody because I when I'm goofy and silly, that's all I want to do. And Cody gets sick of it because I don't know when to stop. And then
Yeah, but that's who you are, because Adderall, everything we take creates a chemical imbalance in our body, of some form or another.
yeah,
That's why I stopped doing a lot of shit because I was always imbalanced.
yeah. So I mean, it's not, it's nothing that I'm like, you know, losing my mind over or anything, but I'm really just trying to figure out, what exactly do I need to do or change or whatever. And I've I've been getting there. Like I have my account now. Um, I had a profitable week last week, and it's just one. It's I don't know. I don't want to get into it too much because it's all technical and shit. But pretty much, it's trying to manage greed and fear, and it's way more difficult than just following a set of rules because fear and greed, well, they pretty much trump everything. I mean, if you're really fearful, it doesn't matter, how confident you are. If you're like, if you're really scared to lose money, or if you're really greedy, that's the worst, and that's more what I am. I'm always kind of optimistic that, oh, it'll keep going, it'll make more, it'll, this trade I'll make 1,000 on instead of just making 200 and calling it quits. So I've been really, zoning in on just trying to follow a set of rules and go, all right, if it, you know, after 20 trades trading like this, do I like the outcome? If so, I'm going to keep doing it exactly like that. And until it stops working, then I'll reassess it. And right now it's been doing good.
I should do what I did. I don't gamble, but when I would play slot machines, um, if I started losing, I didn't play that machine. I'd move to a different machine. When I found a machine I liked and I did certain things and started winning, I would cash out, cash out, cash out. When I started losing, I would stop. But
Yes.
I always made sure I was ahead before I quit. I didn't just keep going, 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 because then I would have lost more. I mean, we went on that one cruise, and I think I told it out like 3,000. And then by the time I was done, I was like at 2,000, and I stopped totally. But I was 2,000 ahead, and it basically paid for a whole cruise.
Oh,
What we
wow.
paid, we had that and money left over. And then I just didn't do the slot machines anymore because they weren't hitting.
Right.
And I was, after doing two or three slot machines, I found one. I watched a lady doing it, and she wasn't winning. I was counting what she was doing and how many coins and stuff. So I went in and did my thing, and it started hitting. And people were like, "How are you doing that?" I'm like, "Well, pull it 5 times with a quarter, 6, 7, and 8 for 4 quarters in. Bet your most, and then it would hit." I was like, "Boom!" I would kept doing the same thing over, 4 to 6 times with a quarter. The next 3 to 4 times, 4 quarters to max amount, and it would hit again. I was like, "Okay." So there was a pattern to it that I learned.
Yeah. Trading
And
is
then
not
the,
that much different, honestly.
then when the I think when the machine figured out I got the pattern, then it started changing, and that's when I stopped. and I'd come back in a day or two, watch somebody else, and then when they were done, I would go back to my pattern, and it would hit again. I was like, okay, but it was always the diamond machine. I didn't do it. I went to the Wheel of Fortune one that didn't do anything. It was like $20. I was like, nah, done with that. So sometimes, Kyle, the small wins, eventually you get a few of them, and then they start turning out to be bigger wins.
Yeah, that's what's been happening lately.
Yeah,
I'm like
cradle kill,
today
just wait for the big ones.
today I told myself I'm just gonna trade the smallest contract size I can, and I'm gonna take profit at $20 per trade. And because I had a good trade on last night, got overly optimistic, it pulled back, I added more, and what was a really good trade wound up being a small loser. So I kind of regrouped, regathered, and I said, all right, because Dad, I've had days where uh, I'll make 20 grand in 3 days. And the best way
Right.
that I did that was, you know, I was trading, uh, I was taking small profits. Now they were small relative to my account size. It was a $300,000 account challenge. So
Right.
I would do $500 trades and I wouldn't lose any more than $1,000 on a trade. So it's a negative risk to reward. So if I lose a trade, it's $1,000 loss. If I win, it's $500. So you're already about 66% more likely to win than lose. And then once you actually have an edge in the market, you can turn that into 70, 80. Like today, I have a 100% win rate today, and I've taken about like 15 trades or so. Um,
Nice.
yeah, and so I'm understanding like that I discount these small profits because what what I wind up doing is taking a bunch of small losses and it drains my account. And so now I'm turning it around and realizing that's one of my biggest problems that I've went this new year, January 1st, I turned like $8 into $1,000 and didn't take the profit and then lost it because that feeling of like, oh my God, it's gonna keep going. Like I'll never find this opportunity again. Like it's the psychology of it is really, you know, it's a difficult thing to wrap your mind around to know what's the best thing to do, you know? And it just comes with experience. And so I don't have all the time in the world to get, that experience. Lately it's like I got to figure out what the fuck to do so that I can be profitable. And this is pretty much it. I'm just,
Well, one thing is, if you pretend like it's your own money and not someone else's, it makes a difference in how you do stuff.
yes, you are right about that.
Because if it's someone else's money, a lot of people don't give a shit because it's not their fucking money. They don't care if they lose it. They don't care if the other person loses it. So
Correct.
if you think of it as your own money and your survival on it, you'll treat it differently and you'll treat it with respect, and that greed will go away.
Yeah,
It'll be more about survival. It'll be more about survival and you winning.
yeah. Because you're right. Because I've had a tendency in the past to um, over leverage. Basically, you know, instead of only risking like a very small percentage of my total capital, I'll risk much more when that's not the best outcome. Because what if I lose like one or two trades, like I have to be done for the day, or else my account's just going to automatically like force me to stop trading because they put in limits on how much you can lose in a day. So, it's there's no teachers for this. There really isn't. You can't trust anybody in this space to teach you anything because there's a lot of scams. There's a lot of people who like I don't trust anybody that sells a product that is
Nope.
for trading because if your product's so good, why aren't you just doing spending all your time doing that and making millions of dollars? Why do you need to sell it and try to teach people? So it's
Well,
something.
did that and was really good at it. The former mayor of New York. He ran for president.
Oh,
He's worth
um,
shit. He sold all his shit he sold a lot of shit to the companies on the stock market. And he's worth what, 50, $70 billion or some shit.
Bloomberg?
Yes.
Yeah, his terminal. I've seen his pro. If you want to just use his software, it's like $2,000. No, it's a couple. It's like a couple grand a month just to have access to his terminal because it it's wild, like what how you can trade. I know a guy who trades. He doesn't even look at a chart. He looks at trends. So if storm season is coming up in the next couple of months, he'll go on a part of Google and he'll see if people are searching for roof repair, and he'll wait for the roof repair search query to raise significantly, which means that companies on the stock market that are public and do roof repair, their profits are going to go up if the it's just logic. If people are searching for roof repair, there's a lot of roof damages. You don't need an insurance report to tell you that if you're smart. So he would put in his trade early. By the time the company's earnings came out and the the stock price jumped up, when everyone else was buying it, he was getting out of his trade because he had already made millions of dollars doing it. And so
Right.
the Bloomberg terminal, you can that I can see underwater internet cables. I can see like traffic routes for oil distribution and shit. It's wild. There's one guy, he puts satellites in space and he measures the shadows on tops of oil container lids to know that when they're low because the lid of the barrel sinks as the oil depletes. So he
I heard this because Grandma Moken, no, yes, Grandpa Moken lived in Bayonne, and a block away was all these oil things, huge ones. And sometimes you'd go up there and they were gone, and you're like, what happened to them? Well, what you said, as they took oil out of it and stuff, they would raise up, and it would give you a marking of what was in there. And Grandpa Moken explained that to me. I was like, oh, I was just a kid, but I was like, oh, could you imagine the springs or whatever's underneath them to hold them up?
yeah, it's wild. But
Yeah,
I'm
that's the
actually
first I ever learned about them because I wanted to know how come one time we were there they were all the way up, and the next time we were there they were gone. I'm like, what they do with them? He said they're still there. They're just full.
right.
So yeah, you can tell by a satellite if they're full or empty or half full or whatever.
And I mean it's not all and the good thing is that I still have a lot to be thankful for because I'm when this hedge fund launches, this I think the hedge fund is going to be what actually makes me successful and not my day
I don't
trading.
know what a hedge fund is, but
A hedge fund uh, is a firm that manages investors' capital. So Marvin's son, Ben Axler, he has a fund called Spruce Point Capital, and his minimum investment is like $100 million or some shit like it's like 10 million, I think. It used to be one, I think it's up to 10. $10 million, I think, is his minimum investment. So like if you're not willing to put up 10 million, then you're not eligible, basically. And he does it's forensic reporting where